is this year, and this year they're balling. Well, okay. We're going to hear a lot about last year, and the reason we're going to hear a lot about last year is because the players keep talking about last year. The players brought up last year. Draymond Green brought up last year. Steve Kerr acknowledged at the end of the year the punch messed every single thing up.
No doubt.
So it's going to be talked about. And the players, not us, the players are bringing up that the chemistry this year is different than last year. Okay, so why? So why?
We just talked about it.
There's probably a lot of reasons.
And Draymond Green had his truth, you know. He said, but it's apparent to the naked eye, man, that they're joined at the hip, and I like it. And the question now is, can they stay healthy? Because IQ now, all of a sudden, at the end of games, the beginning, the middle, is this team going to be perfect? Is Chris Paul going to be perfect? No. But Steiny, they're smarter than half the teams that I feel like they're playing. So they got that brain advantage, which they didn't have last year when you led the league in turnovers. Led the league in turnovers.
888-957-9570 is the number. The Golden State Warriors are 4-1. They now hit the road for a 4-game road trip. They start on Friday at OKC, and I think if you're a Golden State Warrior fan, you got to be feeling pretty good about the start of this season. And my question to Warrior fans is, what's the best part so far about this Golden State Warriors season? What's been something that's making you feel real good about this team? I'll tell you the one thing that I think's got to be said about Klay Thompson is I do think he's really trying to play within himself. I think he's making a conscious decision to not force the action. And I think, let me look at his numbers from last year.
Yeah, him and Curry led the team last night with 15 shots. And Steiny, he's not dumb. He knows what time it is, and he's probably looking at, the team meeting. I know the caller didn't want us to allude to it or the texter about last year, but they had a team meeting, and I'm sure shot selection came up in that. And Klay Thompson knows what time it is, and now he's playing within himself and the offense. And you look at last night, 15 shots, Curry had 15. He hits the game winner. It's not hard.
He averaged 22 a game last year, Klay Thompson, in 33 minutes. So far this year, he's at 16 and a half. I don't think he's going to average 20 a game this year. And that is going to be the first time in a while that he hasn't averaged 20 a game.
And that's not an indictment. I just feel like it's because there's other guys that can contribute.
No doubt about it.
And he's passing the ball, too. He had 2 assists yesterday, though.
Let's go to actually, let's not do that. Let's go to let's talk about Klay Thompson with Steve Kerr after the game. Take a listen.
He's obviously made a million big shots for us over the years, but hitting one with 0.2 left when you're down, that's a thrill for anybody, no matter how many times you've done it before. So I'm really happy for Klay. He's put in a ton of work this summer, and season started out a little slowly for him in camp, but he's really finding the groove, and that was a big play.
Man, yeah, that's Steve Kerr on Klay Thompson. It's a big shot by Klay Thompson. Real big shot.
Because what are we talking about if it didn't go in, or somehow forget him missing the shot, Stein? They just lose to a sack team that didn't have De'Aaron Fox. I kind of go Jake Moody he made the field goal against Cleveland. He missed. And remember how you came in here and you're like, we'd probably be talking about something else. The narrative would be they'd be 3-2. I'd still feel good about him. But just the fact that he got that shot, he's bought in. Why do you say he's bought in? I went third person. It's the fact that he's sharing the ball and he's not pissed off on nights that he might not get 25 shot attempts like in the past. That's the proof.
From the 917 on the Comcast Business Text line, they lose that game last year.
I said that to you earlier.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that because that's a game that the Kings won all of last year.
Boy, that bet I got ain't looking good. I got 2 bets with you. The Kings went off to a rocky start, but the Warriors road one I'm liking.
I don't even know the Kings record. What's Kings record? 3-2?
I don't even remember the bet now. Hold on.
2-2 Kings.
What was the bet?
They'd win more than last year. They won 48. I don't know. You want to make up something? Go ahead and make up.
I was going hard.
Make up a bet.
We're on pace for 41.
Oh, not all right. Appreciate you.
888-957-9570 is the number. Golden State Warriors, they go to 4-1 after a victory over the Sacramento Kings at Chase Center. They won a game last night where Steph Curry wasn't his best self. Klay Thompson didn't make a ton of shots, but he made one that mattered.
Boom.
Draymond Green, solid. But the bottom line is that this team is getting more contributions than they got from guys last year, at least through 5 games. Saric is helping them. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Mm-hmm. And I do think the guy who looks totally different is Gary Payton II. He was a liability when he got back here last year. He was
injured. I know excuses. He didn't use it, but Steiny, he was banged up, man.
Exactly. He looks healthy right now, and I think he's helping him. And he was in that game last night because somebody had to defend Malik Monk, and he's the best defender you have to try to do that.
Yeah.
No Andrew Wiggins down the stretch for the Golden State Warriors.
And how about Sac's possession? You're just speaking of defense. Let me interject here, Steiny. How about the possession they had before they lost the game where Peyton was on he subbed, and they D'd him up to where they got a horrible shot? It was a hell. It's like, damn, I know you didn't have Fox, but I'm just saying defense leads the offense and winning games, and Sac had it in their hands, and they got a horrible possession before the dagger.
Yep. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know, I was also thinking about this before I came in today, and I always think about this whole championship or bust mentality. It got to be, and if you don't win a championship, everything's a failure. And if you don't win a championship, the year's a waste. And I always think about, okay, Klay Thompson. The Warriors might not win a title this year. Let's say they don't win a title this year. They're not going to win a title. Well, you can't take Klay's buzzer beater away from him last night. It's like what happened last night with Klay Thompson and the Warriors. This now goes on to Klay Thompson's resume, and it's going to be a highlight we see for all time when Klay Thompson gets a highlight down the road. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, the Warriors didn't win it last year. It wasn't a failure. Steph Curry had 50 points in a Game 7. Yeah, I know they didn't win it, but that's why it's not championship or bust. Because you can't take Steph Curry's 50-point game away from your memory bank last night. So that's why I always say, all right, Warriors are 4-1. You want them to win it? Yeah, you want them to win it. But, man, what happened last night? That's another one for Klay Thompson. Mm-hmm. That's just another one. You know, I always think of some of the great moments in NBA history. How many of them are in the NBA Finals? Or how many of them involved two teams that, one team that won it and one team that didn't? I mean, like everything. Remember Bird and Dominique Wilkins? That was in the second round of the playoffs. Neither of those teams won it that year.
Jordan 63 in Boston. You always remind me. Google was a loss, but still it's something I always remember.
Exactly. And that's as big a part. That's almost as big a part of Jordan's legacy as his championships. Those 2 games in Boston Garden at the height of the Celtics dynasty, they didn't win, but Michael Jordan's 63-point game at the Garden is among his greatest performances ever.
But you mentioned why you were thinking coming in. I'm thinking, Steiny, I think we already know, and Dub Nation should feel this way. And I get if you think it's a short sample size, but it's apparent. The Warriors are better than last year.
Well, let's see if they can stay healthy.
No doubt. That's it. You know how I think about that. That's across the board. But they got to the conference semis last year with all this smut or whatever you would drama. So they almost deserve something just for that. So now if you're dialed in from the gate and everything is cool behind closed doors, I'm just saying, with health, my goodness, the sky's the limit.
We'll see. I mean, even if they stay healthy, Let's say they stay healthy.
And win what? 48, 50 games.
Okay. Are they going to be ready for a 10-week grind in the postseason at their age?
That's why we watch. But you keep getting this minute out. Because to me, you look at the minutes just on the season, that's what gives you goosebumps. Like, oh, my God, you could win a game when Curry could sit a little bit. The non-Curry minutes. That's been a positive. And last night, he didn't have his A game, and they still pull it out.
Let's go to Austin. Austin in San Jose. Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Austin.
Hey, fellas.
What's up, baby? It's hoop season. Yeah.
What's up, fam? How you doing, brother? Listen, quick thing. Steiny, I think you're on to something. Just a quick comment. I love Klay. We all love Klay. But to be real, man, I mean, Klay has not been playing that great. He got the winning shot last night, but I watched the defense really closely, and, fellas, this defense is a problem. I mean, the other teams do not respect Klay's defense anymore. And so that's an issue. Wiggins, I don't know where Wiggins is, man. And I feel like the fans are giving Wiggins a pass right now. His play has been really bad. And listen, we'll take the 4-1. But remember, 2 of those were against Sacramento and against the New Orleans team without Brandon Ingram. So, and we won last night without the Kings' best player. So I want to throw a little caution. I think this road trip, fellas, is going to really tell us a lot more about the Warriors. And if Klay and Wiggins don't start playing better, man, it's going to get tough for the Warriors. That's what I got, guys. Thanks for this.
What if I told you that's not being a hater, Steiny, that call?
It's not.
All right.
Why would it be?
Some would say they're 4-1. Why go there?
Well, we don't have to go there.
No, we keep it real.
How were the 49ers had a good first 5 games.
You know what?
How's it going for them?
I feel like you're talking to me.
Well, the Warriors have gotten off to a good start. They haven't really gone on the road.
Okay.
And I mean, to me, a real positive sign is Klay Thompson does not look like he's playing in a contract year. He's not forcing.
I hadn't even thought of that, but you're right.
And he's listen, I'm telling you right now, he is going to average fewer points. He is going to average fewer points than he has in the last 6 or 7 years. He will not average 20 points this year. But if he cannot average 20 points and still play like he's playing, then he does become very valuable. And I know his defense isn't where it's been at, but I'm more impressed with Klay's approach this year. Klay's approach has been terrific.
And if they get more wins, he'd probably be like, Steiny, I'm okay with my, averaging less points.
All righty, it is time for the call of the game on 95.7 The Game. And the call of the game is sponsored by Xfinity. The Xfinity 10G network is made for streaming live sports, which means it's the network you can rely on in the biggest moments. The Xfinity 10G network, the best way to stream your Warriors.
12 seconds to go. Curry will walk it up off the screen. Curry at midcourt. They're going to trap him. Feeds over to Draymond. Draymond looks, finds Thompson with 3, with 2, with 1. The jumper's up. Good! .2 to go! Klay Thompson with the bucket. Sacramento calls time.
That's Tim Roy on the call, and that's your call of the game, sponsored by Xfinity.